Excellent. All right. Good morning. As you heard there, we are recording this session and we do make them available afterwards for anyone who missed or wants to watch it again. Want to welcome everybody. My name is Wayne Welk, automation specialist with the Reynolds Company out of New Orleans. And we are at our final Tech Talk of the year for 2023. So I don't have anything to announce as far as events scheduled for 2024. Those will be coming very soon. Without any further ado, we'll turn over to our guest presenter today. We're fortunate to have Kenny Espinoza with ABB, and our topic today is going to be about finding the right cable protection solutions. I know this is some good stuff around the UL 508 requirements and ingress protection and things like that, but I'll let Kenny introduce himself and take it from here.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Hey, everybody, welcome aboard to the last Tech Talk, and thank you to the Reynolds Company to give us this platform to talk about cable protection systems. So this is going to be our presentation today. We're going to have a little safety moment. ABB thinks very highly of safety, and we want to have a quick safety moment for every one of our presentations. We're going to talk about me for a little bit, my favorite subject, and then we're going to talk about some trends that I've seen, some misapplication trends. We're going to talk a little bit about what UL 508A has to say about this subject, and then I'm going to unveil our cable protection tool that we have online for you guys. Then a quick summary, and then going over some of the resources that we have for you guys. So I'm really informal, so if you guys have questions during the presentation, don't hesitate to ask. Just pipe right in and we'll address them. All right, here we go. So for my safety moment, I was thinking about what to share with you guys, and with the change in weather right now, the cooler temperatures, the proper inflation of your tires is super important. So it's been said that this is the number one cause of people losing control of their vehicles during wet weather, and we're fixing to hit some wet weather months here. So I wanted to show you guys where you can look in your vehicle for the proper PSI for your tires, and that's in the door frame of the driver's side door. If you look in there, you'll see, like in my vehicle here, it tells you it's 35 PSI for each tire. And then if you want to be super high speed, you can also check the tire pressure on your spare tire, and it tells you right there that it needs to be 60 PSI. Now, I stepped into my wife's car the other day, and I don't normally drive that vehicle, and I got in it. I realized there was three tires that were below pressure that needed to be refilled. So I just quietly got out of the vehicle, closed the door, and went back about my business. No, I'm just kidding. I went ahead and improperly inflated her tires. So do this for all your vehicles. You have precious cargo in there. Make sure at least the tires are properly inflated and you have peace of mind. So that's the safety moment for today. About me, I've got 20 plus years of industry experience. I've been with ABB, T&B for 12 plus years now. I cover Central and West Texas, so Austin, San Antonio, Amarillo, Lubbock, and Midland, Odessa. So I'm usually kind of in that area right there. I call on OEMs and end users trying to get our premier products specified. So I'm in a lot of food plants and water treatment plants and talking to engineering firms all the time. Graduated from Texas A&M, the industrial distribution program, a long time ago. I was just some little side information about myself. I was a high school football ref for about 22 seasons. So if you want to talk high school football rules, give me a call. On the weekends, I'm usually at a baseball game or a volleyball game watching my kids compete. They both do club sports, and my boy's a senior in high school, so I've taken the last few seasons off of reffing just so I could soak up all the time with these guys. So I love to cook. I love to barbecue. If you have a pellet grill, let's talk. I've got a bunch of recipes and love to hear what you guys do. Now, I hesitated putting my contact information on this slide because I figured you guys would be texting me pictures of your smoked meat while I'm trying to give this presentation, but I went ahead and put it on there anyway because I want to see them. So don't hesitate to jot my information down and send me anything you got. All right, so this is why this is an important topic, right? So we've got all these industries, all these verticals spending billions of dollars because of corrosion. So the misapplication of metals and not installing these products correctly is causing all this corrosion to happen in all these industries, having to spend all this money. Just water treatment plants and refining plants alone account for about 47 billion in money spent due to corrosion. So this is why this topic is important. Some of the major trends I've been noticing in the industry doing my plant maintenance walkthroughs is improper installations, improper use of dissimilar metals, and also not matching up the fittings to the enclosure and the environment. So, I've got 3 pictures that I personally took of different plants in my area. The first one is a nice stainless steel enclosure for a bay door. Obviously, the conduit has come off the bottom of the enclosure, so where you had a NEMA 4X expensive enclosure, it's now a NEMA 1. It's not doing really anything for water ingress or anything like that. The middle picture was at a food plant where they just it was a enclosure in a washdown environment and dissimilar metals being used. Anytime you use dissimilar metals, you're going to have galvanic corrosion, and it's just going to take off and run rampant in your electrical system. So that's that one. The picture on the right is a stainless steel enclosure that was probably about $1,800. And we've got all kinds of messed up going on. We've got PVC coated conduit, couplings that the sleeves have been cut off, where water has gotten into the threads of that coupling and started the corrosion process in there. Then you've got the flex going into the enclosure with the wrong sealing gasket being put on the enclosure where those fittings meet into the enclosure. So water is just getting into that enclosure. Again, a nice, super expensive stainless steel enclosure doing absolutely nothing for ingress protection. So what does 508A have to say about this issue? Okay, so these are enclosures. If you're a panel builder, an integrator, or an OEM, this is information that you probably should listen in a little closely here. So UL 508, UL states that all holes for conduit shall be provided with conduit fittings having an environmental rating that complies with Table 19.2 as specified by the enclosure manufacturer. So here's a picture of a label, of a Hoffman label. It's got the NEMA 4 rating on the left there. And then it gives you clearly instructions on enclosure openings must be filled by equipment marked with the same type rating as the enclosure. So if you have a NEMA 4 enclosure, you want a fitting or cord grip or cord connector that is also NEMA 4 rated and UL rated. So we've come up with little attention installer stickers that have a QR code that if you're a UL 508A panel shop and you're shipping the enclosure to your customer and then they're having a contractor install the enclosure at the plant, at least they have some guidance on what actual fittings they should use if they're going to be using metallic flexible fittings or metallic conduit or whatever. So at least they have some guidance and you have some protection. Because if they used whatever and it doesn't comply with UL 508, then the UL inspectors can shut it down, red tag it, or if water gets in there and it damages a bunch of equipment, I guess at some point somebody could come after the UL 508A panel shop and go after damages there. So this is a way to protect yourself a little bit, and it's a simple way. It's just add this sticker to your panel. That way you've got some protection there. So here's the cable protection system tool. that we've come up with. It is an online tool that's available for everybody to use. It's a public tool, and what we've done is we've basically created a series rating for our conduit systems. So if you use a T&B conduit system, it will have the same rating as your enclosures. So what we've done is we've developed right now this selection tool for Hoffman and for our Carlon products or non-metallic enclosures that we offer. And the plan is to expand this out to include Rittal and Beeline and Wigman and and a bunch of other manufacturers of enclosures. But as of right now, it's just Hoffman and Carlon for you guys. In the background of the tool, this is kind of what's going on as we've identified the Hoffman enclosures in the series and kind of matched it up with our conduit system and our cable glands and whatnot. So that's that slide a little bit bigger so you can see it, and it's kind of going through what we've done. So this is if you have an enclosure that's rated to protect against EMC and NEMA 4X, we've kind of matched up the fittings and the conduits to match up with that enclosure. So this tool is again online. I'll show you guys the website in just a minute, but you go to the product selector on the website, click on cable protection systems. Then you would come to this screen here where you choose the enclosure type. So this technically works for all enclosure manufacturers as long as you know the enclosure material. If you're a non-metallic or aluminum or mild steel or stainless steel, you could use this tool for any of those things. But right now it's just kind of specifically for Hoffman and Carlon. In this scenario, we chose the Hoffman aluminum. And then it brings you to this page here where you choose the series, like the CA1 compact series of aluminum enclosures. Then you choose the cable protection solution that you're looking for, whether it's flexible, metallic, cable glands and cord connectors, or non-metallic options. What we try to guide people to do is to only choose one of these because the selection tool gets a little bit busy. So if you're looking for both cable glands and cord connectors and flexible metallic fittings, do them separate. So that way you don't get confused on the spreadsheet or on the table. Once you choose that, the system brings you to this quick selection table page where you click on the PDF, and then voila, you get the actual table that I was just talking about. So the customer or inside salespeople can just kind of look down to the size that they need, and then look over to the right and find the specific fittings for the enclosures. So this is specifically for the aluminum enclosure that we originally chose. It's NEMA 4X or NEMA 4 rated fittings. And then it talks about all the accessories that you would need as well. So on the top right, you'll see the accessories where you'll find a sealing ring and some nuts and some kiln grips and stuff like that for this particular enclosure. Those will all be aluminum, so you don't have to worry about mixing up dissimilar metals or anything like that. We also have the fittings available with external ground. So there's many options there for you guys. By the way, all the part numbers are hyperlinked. So if you want to click on a part number and pull up a quick data sheet, the technical data sheet is available for each item there for you. And it can be printed or saved and emailed or whatever you need. So again, the same options, same quick selection table is available for non-metallic conduits. So this is very popular in the food and beverage industry where they have this type A liquidtight conduit, doesn't have metal on the inside of the conduit itself. And then it gives you the fittings, whether you want a non-metallic fittings or stainless fittings or whatever, and then the accessories as well. Now, this particular portion of the tool is also getting updated right now because we now offer the antimicrobial blue version of this, which we think is going to be super popular, along with some more options in the stainless steel fittings on the ends of these of this conduit system. Again, the part numbers are hyperlinked. And again, if you chose cord and cable connectors, these are going to be the ones that are available for that particular enclosure. And as you can tell on the top of the table, you'll see the UL approved versions of these cord connectors. So sometimes that's important. We give you 4 options here under the metallic and non-metallic material of construction, and then the accessories on the right as well. I've been going kind of fast. Does anybody have any questions to this point? I haven't seen anything pop up. So
Yeah, I was going to say, feel free to unmute and ask, or put in the chat along the way too. We can.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll just keep going here. So the resources available for you guys are going to be the vertical brochures that we've built for you guys. So if you're a salesman and you're calling on a customer who uses wide and extreme temperature or wide and extreme temperature applications are important to them, we have a brochure for you specifically for that vertical. If you're calling on food and beverage, or if you need sample kits of any of this stuff, this is available for you guys online. And even if you're an end user or a customer, we can get you some of this stuff as well. Just a quick picture of how we test our fittings and why we can offer, series ratings for our conduit systems. This is all done at our UL lab in Memphis, Tennessee, where we do water ingress testing, corrosion testing, and all our fittings have passed. This is why we can offer the system ratings like we do. So shout out to our testing lab in Memphis. If you're a distributor person and you have a counter at your distributorship, we have these counter mats available. Sometimes it's super handy to have the counter mats because the part numbers are right there for the different sizes and all the accessories are listed. So if you guys are interested in a counter mat, shoot me an email and I'll make sure you get one, or send me a text and I'll make sure you get one. Another resource we've done for you guys is we've printed up a bunch of these attention installer labels. If you're a UL 508A panel shop, we'll just give you, a set of 25 of them or so, and they're free. We can just order them from like order literature. So let us know, and we'll get you these labels as well. The actual tool resides on our Empower website. I don't know if any of you guys have been to our Empower website, but this is a public website. You don't need a login or password or anything to get on it. If you just go to empower.abb.com/eCatalog, that's enough to find the cable protection tool, and just go on there, and it's like a configurator, and just play around with it. And if you're a salesperson and you want a physical flyer to hand to UL 508A panel shops or whatever, we've got that flyer available as well. So in summary, we just got to make sure that we're choosing the right material for the right environment and matching it up to the material of the enclosure. We got to make sure we install these things correctly, and we got to make sure that we make sure the UL 508A is in the back of our mind, because these enclosures, it's kind of like KAIC ratings. You're only as good as your weakest link. If you buy a NEMA 4X stainless steel enclosure, you want it to maintain those ratings all the way through. So we need to make sure that we have the UL 508A directive, in mind when we're choosing the fittings. So Guys, that's the end of my presentation. It was quicker than I expected. Anybody have any questions?
Yep, we'll give a minute. So yeah, it was good stuff. Good information, Kenny. Appreciate
Awesome.
that.